guys, welcome to this video. I'm just going to go around the Land Rover a minute and check it out. I'll show you how I do it. Yeah, so I walk around and I check all the joints, bushes, make sure there's nothing too damaged. Make sure the brake's alright. Make sure no brake hoses have been pulled or anything like that. Everything's all rather close. I have noticed the prop joint's gone on the back here. So, better replace that. As I have to change the prop joint, I'll show you how I do it. This is how I've always done it. Whether it's the right way or not, I don't know, but it works for me. So this is the rear prop shaft. I have to make it quite short, it's 13 inches, because the engine's been moved back to make the front look like a Series 1. Luckily we had a few prop joints in stock, so pick the right one, let's crack on. So the first thing to do is get the crease nipples out, then get the circlips off at the end of the joints so you can push them out. I use the vise and some sockets. It's good to use some old sockets so it doesn't matter if you damage them. Then a little bit of wiggling around and twisting, and then you can pull them apart. Anyway, enough of that. Let's have a tour of the Land Rover. So the racer is based on a Range Rover Classic. Underneath it's a classic chassis cut down, and then it's basically a 86-inch Series 1 body on top. Really the only parts of that is the front panel, bonnet and the doors, windscreen. Everything else is custom. Yeah, so it's basically a Range Rover running gear, which is sort of the cheapest way to get into the sport really, and has been pretty cheap. They brought an LSE Range Rover, the long wheelbase version, because they've got the 4.2, so this has got 4.2 Rover V8. Another cheap sort of way of getting some power. You know, you're not out with the big boys, but it does the job for what I want, for a bit of fun and good laugh. I rebuilt this engine when I got it, so it's all new, but well, that was probably 5-6 years ago now, I suppose, so with the racing and that, probably an old engine. Yeah, I had to sort of get everything backwards so I could get the front panel on. You can fit headlights in. Got the radiator. Yeah, it's cut round the steering box. Yeah, it's all quite tight in there. But, does the job. It's, you know, because the engine's back quite far, it's actually quite stable, despite how tall it is. So it's this tall, like the roll cage is that high because of the canvas top and like the look that I wanted it to look like, you know, like the Series 1. So all the inside is just custom. I need to have a bit of a refit maybe over the winter and get rid of all this steel and replace it with aluminium to get the weight down. Yeah, it's all original Series 1 doors. Range Rover column. pedal box. All the little things you need for the regulations for racing: live hammers, window nets, fire extinguisher, spill kit, rope under the seat, battery cut off, laminated glass for the windscreen, number boards obviously, lights. Yeah, it's called Project 6 because it was the sixth Range Rover that I ever bought, so I had quite a few in my time. I'm up to about 9 now. So you get the bug, don't you, once you like something. This is when they were cheap. I brought this one. You've got the join on the chassis up there, where that diamond shape is. But everything else is, the chassis apart from at the back there. So you've got the roll cage mounts. Yeah, the mounts of the shocks and stuff welded on. Yeah, it's a good laugh, cheap way of getting into the sport. Yeah, that's it, that's the racer. Let's get back to putting this prop shaft back together. Use the vise again, just got to be careful and make sure everything moves freely when you put it together. Make sure you're not getting the needle bearings jammed up. Also got to make sure you get those circlips in the grooves nicely, they're firmly in there. Always remember to keep checking the play, make sure it's all nice and smooth and not sort of lumpy. Always reminds me of like a Chinese puzzle game, putting these things together. Just got to make sure you get it the right way, everything's got to go in its procedure. And yeah, just keep watching out for those needle bearings, make sure you don't fall off or anything. Those bells get bloody annoying. Anyway, once it's all back together, make sure you put your grease nipple back in, grease up all the joints, and it's ready to put back on. Proper job. Now we just need to get the Land Rover down and do the last job. The other little job to do is to reattach these brackets. Probably need something a bit stronger, but I'll weld them up for now and then see how they get on. Hope you enjoyed that video. Like and subscribe, and next time it's round 3 of the Comp Safari Championship, so see how that goes.